Hi there, Aaron from Turbo Reviews here. Today I'm bringing you a little comparison video. This is the first instance I've ever had of having both the US release and Japanese release of the same figure, and there's always some differences between what Hasbro does and what Takara Tomy does. This here is Transformers United Grapple, the Japanese version. And this is Transformers Reveal the Shield Solar Storm Grapple, the US version. Now the differences for these two figures start even before you take them out of the package. The Japanese version is simply called Grapple, and it's spelled the proper way with an L-E on the end of it. The US version is named Solar Storm Grapple, and unfortunately Grapple is spelled with an EL on the end. I don't really know why they had to give him both the suffix Solar Storm and also spell his name wrong, but I guess that's Hasbro for you. In alt mode there are several differences between the two figures, and the one that stands out the most is the paint app that's applied to the side of the Japanese version, whereas the US version is just the orange molded plastic. Then there's the difference in the faction symbols. United Grapple has a tampographed Autobot symbol right on the front of the truck cab, whereas Reveal the Shield Solar Storm Grapple has none. Now, Solar Storm Grapple does have the heat-sensitive rub sign as per the Reveal the Shield gimmick, and obviously United Grapple lacks that feature. Now, I don't know how well the camera is going to be able to pick this up, but United Grapple's front bumper seems to be painted with a silver paint similar to the paint that's on his front grille, and Solar Storm Grapple's front bumper is just an unpainted gray. Finally, if you take a look at the back of the two figures, you can see that the orange paint used to cover the black portion of what will become the figure's feet is slightly different between the two versions. For United Grapple, they used what seems to be a semi-transparent orange paint. You can definitely see the black of the molded plastic through the orange color. Whereas, on Solar Storm Grapple, Hasbro used a non-transparent paint that much more closely matches the orange of the molded plastic. And so I'd have to say that Hasbro's orange paint is the better of the two. Well, that just about does it for the differences in alt mode. Let's get both of these bad boys into their robot modes, and we'll continue the comparison. Okay, so we've got both figures in their robot modes now, and you can see that the biggest difference between the two is their head. United Grapple's head is orange, and they've gone and used the same semi-transparent orange paint that they used for his feet, which means that you can see the black plastic that the head was molded in right through it. Solar Storm Grapple's head was molded in black plastic, but left unpainted, and in my opinion, it's the better of the two heads. Some people like the more cartoon-accurate look of United Grapple, but given that both figures are mostly orange, I think that the black plastic head on Solar Storm Grapple breaks up the orange quite nicely. United Grapple's tampographed Autobot symbol is still clearly visible in this mode, as is Solar Storm Grapple's rub symbol. The last major difference between the two are the forearms. United Grapple features completely orange forearms with no paint apps whatsoever. Solar Storm Grapple, however, does sport silver paint apps on his wrists. One quick item of note is that, yes, I do have the figure slightly mistransformed. The front bumper is meant to fold down to form a crotch plate, but this can hinder articulation, and frankly, I like it much better in the up position. Also, the arm with the hook that's attached to his right arm, I have it folded up and behind the figure, where the instructions would have you fold it down and in front. This, in my experience, creates balance issues with the figure, Plus, it just looks so much neater tucked away behind him like I have it. Alright, so now that I've finished comparing the differences between the two figures, let me just say this. Both of them have their good points and their bad points. But I think that if you live here in the US like I do, Solar Storm Grapple is the way to go. There is the issue of cost, and United Grapple, being imported from Japan, is going to cost you quite a bit more than Solar Storm Grapple will, unless you can find them second-hand like I did. Then there's the issue of the orange paint used for both figures. United Grapple's is, in my opinion, inferior, being that it's semi-transparent and you can easily see the black molded plastic through it, whereas Solar Storm Grapple's orange paint is completely opaque and almost exactly matches the color of the orange molded plastic. Then finally, there's the issue of the painted head on United Grapple versus the unpainted black molded plastic used on Solar Storm Grapple's head. As I said earlier, I find the unpainted black head on Solar Storm Grapple to be aesthetically pleasing, as it does a great job of breaking up the otherwise mostly orange figure. That, and I'm not all that concerned about G1 cartoon accuracy on this toy. So, I would say that, as my final opinion, Solar Storm Grapple is the superior of the two figures, and definitely the one to pick up. Of course, which of the two figures you pick up depends on where you live globally and what's available to you. But if you do have a choice, my recommendation is Solar Storm Grapple. Just one more quick note about Transformers United Grapple here. Preliminary photographs of the figure showed him with a chrome hook, and that's what we all expected him to be released with. However, Takara Tomy decided not to go that route, and instead his hook is the exact same orange as the US release Solar Storm Grapples. This actually caused me more than a little confusion, as you can see if you watch my rant review on Transformers United Grapple. But to reiterate, United Grapple was never released at retail with a chrome hook. Now I know, and knowing is half the battle. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the funny pages.